We live again.
My internet. I guess I used up a lot of.
Got your other phone, man. Let me other phone here.
Yeah, kind
Go ahead and keep speaking, brother.
but yeah. So, now we understand. That question that everybody has: what is the purpose of life? And the purpose of our lives, the Israelites, is to play out our punishment. Those of us that are meant to receive the truth, we're supposed to repent and come back to our power, man. So that what? So that we could be established and set up as the Lord intended to from the beginning, man. But we first had to go through this life experience of learning righteousness, man, so that we could be what? Perfect judges in the world to come, man, which is gonna be here on earth.
Well, it says in Second Esdras chapter 7. Can you get that real quick? Second Esdras chapter 7. What is it? Verse 12. Go to 7. See what it says. Yeah, so that's 6.
Yeah, this is Second Ezra 7:6. It says, "There is also another thing, a city built and set up upon a broad field, and is full of all good things.
That's the kingdom.
The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there was a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. And the only and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be but one man go there at once."
Yeah. So that that straight and narrow path is the truth, man. Although we're together, we do the work. We get together. We do the work together. We on a singular walk. We're seeking out our own soul salvation, each and every one of us. Hey, that brother Ariel, he's out. He's doing the work, man. Ariel, he's out doing the work. He's doing sit downs, and that man is doing the work, man. Shalom to that brother, man. He shall see this, man. But he's seeking out his own soul salvation for himself, man. And we're all doing that. Even though we're together, we're still doing this a singular walk. Keep reading.
Verse 9, it says, "Or if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass a danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, Even so also is Israel's portion." That's right, man, because when everything is given to you right away, you don't understand the value of it, man.
I'm gonna get that.
So when everything is given to you straight off the bat, you don't understand the value of the things that you have, man. So if the kingdom would have been given to us straight off the bat, we wouldn't have appreciated as much as we're going to appreciate this time around, man. Because now we've experienced what it's like to be under a wicked rulership, man. Now we've experienced what it's like to be without Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. To be without his laws, statutes, and commandments, you know? And look at the world that we live in, man. It's a world filled with chaos, with iniquity. It's the worst case scenario, man. That's why the scriptures say that when the righteous bear rule, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And everybody's in a state of mourning, man. You could have all the millions you want, you could be a famous basketball player, artist, whatever, man, but ultimately you have limitations of what you could say, what you could do, and ultimately that's captivity, man. Look at what's going on with we don't want to keep harping on these dudes, but Kanye and Kyrie Irving, all these people, man, they can't speak. Why? Because they don't own nothing. They're dependent on Esau and their captives, man. Why are they dependent on their captives? Because they're not sovereign. Why are they not sovereign? Because they under punishment because of their iniquities, man. And this is what the Lord is telling us to tell our people: come back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, so that what? So that one, you can have repentance. I mean, forgiveness of sins, and be delivered from the judgment that's coming. And two, so that you could be given a righteous kingdom, man. It's always better to be a part of the buildup of something. You know, when you create something, whether it be a business or art sculpture or whatever, it's better to be part of making it than to just see it when it's finished. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course, when you see it
just
and
being
it's
an
finished,
observer.
yeah, when you see it and it's already finished, you're like, wow, it's so nice. Oh yeah, cool for for a good while. But when you're a part of it and you know, like, damn man, we did all this and we had to do this and that, and remember the process of building that, man, it's so much more valuable, you know. And that's the thing, you know, those of us that, Lord willing, we be part of the elect, you know, those of us that take part in the building of the kingdom, man, it's gonna be, hey man, something that we're never gonna forget.
That's right. Yeah, man, and hey, well, we are lively stones, man.
That's
We
right.
are those living bricks, man.
And even this is part of the building of the temple, man.
The
Of,
temple,
of the kingdom.
and we had to build the first temple. We're building the second temple. We built the second temple, and we building the third temple through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, who is our cornerstone, man,
Right.
of this new temple, man. See, these Amalekites talking about they're gonna build a third temple. First of all, they ain't got it under construction yet. When y'all supposed to build this temple?
Yeah.
And they want to build it where that damn Rock of the Dome is at,
Right.
and they're scared to do it because they don't want to go to war with Amalek, man. I mean Amalek, Ishmael, man. You know, here it is. You're supposed to be a sovereign people. You're supposed to be the Lord's people, but you can't even build what you call a third temple. Well, guess what? We're building the third temple, as we speak right now, man.
Right.
And it's like the priest brothers, the priest said, when you're building something, when you're on ground level, you get I'm roughly paraphrasing when he said, you get a different perspective and understanding of that building, man. You look at the building differently, man, because you saw what it took to build the temple versus something that comes after, and you just walking around looking at the walls and observing it. You might appreciate the architecture from a viewer standpoint, but all you're getting is a viewer standpoint, whereas we're getting a first-hand knowledge of it, man. Go ahead, brother.
Um, Back in Psalms 83, and verse 4, it says, "They have said, 'Come and let us cut them off from being a nation.'"
Yeah, the super elite, the average individual that you see walk by these other nations, they don't have any understanding. Some two heathens walk by, and he just looked like, oh, whatever. He didn't look at it like, oh man, I want to know more about that. Even though it's raining and I'm getting wet, let me learn. Nah, to them it don't matter to them, but the super elite, this stuff really matters, man. This thing really matters. They try their hardest to stop what's happening right now, man. We always what it says in chapter 2 of Psalm says that let us cut their cords off, let us cut away their bands, man. And in Revelation chapter 11 it said that these two prophets tormented them that were on the earth, man, because when we were in rulership, we forbade them from doing idolatry under King David and King Solomon. When we were in rulership, they couldn't do the things that they were doing freely. You know, they weren't allowed to eat the abominable foods. They weren't allowed to commit those abominable acts. They weren't allowed to call on their bullshit idols, because those things became a stumbling block for the children of Israel, man. So we had to cut it out the earth. So to them, and then on top of that, they were in captivity. They were in captivity, not us. You know? So they don't want that to happen. They refuse to go back into that condition. So what their best bet is to what? Keep us in captivity, stop us from calling on our power, keep us away from our cultural and national heritage, so that they can do what they want to do.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
It says, verse, "For they have consulted together with consent."
Yeah, so they're in agreement with one another. They are one consent, and this is at the top. Because we're speaking to the aristocrats of these other nations, man. This ain't for the lower tier people.
That's right.
And them aristocrats, they know they getting this message, man. And that's the reason why they turning up.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get turned up even more in 2023. I believe through the spirit. They really gonna try to tackle the internet. They're gonna try to tackle the Israelite problem. Why? Because they do not want us to come back to our nationality. They are Confederate. They're in agreement with one another, man. That's why when they making these big meetings, you might see some sellouts of our people there, but they ain't making no. They're not dictating nothing. It's the Edomites and the other nations, man. Especially Amalek, man. Go ahead.
It says, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee, the tabernacle.
Shalom to Elder Karaka Zabba, Bible defenders, man. Shalom.
It says, Psalms 83:5, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom.
So these starting out. This is the true axis of evil right here, man.
That's right.
The tabernacles of Edom, and that include. Well, go ahead.
It says, and of the Ishmaelites.
So them Arabs, the so-called Arabs, the Midianites, because they're mixed in with the Arabs. Arab means just mixed people. It's the mixed nation of Ishmael, man. But you know, you can name some Saudi Arabia, Qatar, United Emirates. And them leaders, them kings, they link up with these kings of the West, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, and of Moab,
so-called Chinese. Here it is, everybody getting all excited because Xi Jinping put on a military outfit, talking about he ready to go to war. Nah, man, that nigga is bought and sold, man. China is nothing more than a slave nation for the entire earth, man.
Right.
It's one big sweatshop. Go ahead.
And the Hagarenes of Gebal and Ammon.
Ammon is so-called Japanese, and Gabal and those are more Ishmaelite tribes. But I want to focus on the major nations out of there. One being Ammon, the so-called Japanese, man. Go to Japan. They got a derogatory word for our people, man. They don't want us fucking with their women. They don't want us fucking with their so-called homogenistic culture. They call our people half food. If one of our men get one of their women pregnant and have a child with them, they call a baby half food. They mock our nationality. They mock us. Go ahead.
And Amalek.
And Amalek, the chief demon. Amalek, the so-called Jew.
Right. It says the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
The real Hamites, man. Go ahead.
It says Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah.
Yeah, Ashur of the Assyrians, man.
That's right.
Okay, who else was we at? We need to separate. We need Isaiah 11. We get done on that. For another hour and then wrap up.
Yeah, we were done with that.
All right. So these nations, go to Psalms 2 and start at 1. These nations, they're confederate against the Most High's people. And when you fight against his people, you fight against the heavenly Father. As it says in Zechariah, 1:15, he that toucheth you, touches the apple of my eye, something like that. Right. No, that's not 1:15. I think that's sword is pleased.
Yeah, like we were going into, man, Esau's afraid of coming out, because that means that his kingdom is coming to an end, but ultimately you can't do anything to stop Heavenly Father from coming to pass, man. It's inevitable, man, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushua already wrote the future, man. And everything is in his control. Esau may think that he's gonna come up with a new weapon or a new way to get rid of the men of the Lord. But guess what? The Lord's gonna, lift up a standard to bring his men through and the believers through to the end, man.
Yep. This is Zechariah 2:8. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshua of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye, man.
Right.
We are the apple of the Most High's eye. We are important unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Very important. We are his inheritance, man. The Lord said, I have polluted mine inheritance, man. How did he pollute his inheritance? By mixing and mingling and us amongst you nations, and then using you nations to oppress us, man. And you nations, you took it to that next level, man. Get Zechariah 1 and 15, Baba Bishah.
Zechariah 1 and verse 15. Well, and I am very sore displeased with the heathens that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
And that's right. The Lord was just a little displeased. See, what happened to us, you look at the transatlantic slave trade, you looked at the colonization of the Americas, that was the Lord being a little displeased, because he could have just wiped us out. But he kept his promise to our forefathers and put a remnant of our people to remain, even though we got 2/3 of our people amongst us, right? He was just a little displeased with us, man. Because the Lord, he chastises a measure, man. If the Lord wanted, he could have made chattel slavery last until Yahweh Shai came back, man. And that shit would have just been terrible. But he showed us mercy, man. He stopped it at a certain point, man. Okay? But you nations, you forward that affliction. Is there a blue letter version of that? Or are you looking for something, Salaki? Let me read the Bible comparison of Zechariah 2 and 8. The NIV says, for this is what Yahweh Almighty says, after the glorious one has he sent me against the nations that have plundered you. For whoever touches you touches the apple of his eye. Anyone who harms you harms the Most High's precious possession. So you would think that the land of Israel is the Most High's precious possession. Those gold and silver things that you took out of our temples via the conquering by the Romans, you would think that that was his precious possession. But in reality, his precious possession is the Israelites, man. We are his precious possession, man.
Right.
And if you touch us, you harm the Lord's precious possession. What you think the Lord gonna do to you for that, man?
Yeah, you nations don't understand that the Israelites were created to glorify Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, to serve him.
Yep.
You know, and glorify him here on the creation that he made for us to enjoy, man.
That's right.
So you nations destroy the Lord's people the way you've done, man. Hey, that comes with a great consequence, man.
A big penalty is coming behind that, man.
That's right, man. And you're not ready to
say that.
to stand in the face of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man.
Hey, we faced it. When you look at the transatlantic slave trade, when you look at the conquest of the Americas, bro, that was the anger of the Lord, man. He allowed Esau to do that, man. He put it on that damn demon, that Amalekite, Cristobal Colon, to do the things that he did, man. Because that was his anger.
That's right.
And Jake was doing idolatry all up until the point the Lord brought Esau against us, man. From West Africa to Europe to the Americas, man. That was the anger of the Lord, man. But that was the least of his anger, man.
That's right.
The scripture says he chastising us little by little, but he
got it right here.
that's the spirit, yeah. Read it, man. Call Allah Yahweh. You can't make this up. We ain't make none of this up, bro. We ain't sit at home and say, yeah, you gonna bring this out? I don't know. It's the spirit, man. Go ahead, brother.
It says, Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 22. It says, therefore, whereas thou chastenest us, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more, to the intent that when we judge, should carefully think of thy goodness, and when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy. Was that the one you were thinking about?
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking about. So the Lord said he chastened us a little by little, man. But he scourges our enemies, which are also his enemies, 1,000 times more, man. So that when we ourselves are judged, that we look for mercy. So when we're going through judgment, when we catching hell, we looking to Yahweh Shem Shai for mercy, man. And when we judge one another, we judge each other with mercy, man. Because we remember that the Lord, he could have just did us like he did in the heathens, man. Because when you heathens get underneath our hand, that's a wrap, man. No mercy. Especially for you Amalekites, man. You so-called J-Brews, man. Especially for you Edomites, man. You're not going to get none. It ain't going to be no, you see how we got breaks in between our captivity, bro? That 250 years of chattel slavery, the several hundred years of genocide that was put on our people through the North, Central, and South Americas, man, that ain't last forever, bro. That was a couple hundred years, man. It was terrible going through it, but it was a break. These heathen ain't gonna get no break. It's gonna be 1,000 long years of captivity. That's all y'all gonna know. You ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna have no inventors of these nations coming up inventing things and make captivity a little easier for you. You're not gonna have a freedman of your nations going about, you know, being wealthy amongst us and living good. No, it's gonna be 1,000 long years of hardcore slavery, bruh. That's all your nation's gonna know. And then after that 1,000 long years of captivity, you Edomites, you're gonna be rounded up and burnt fuck up. And you other nations, you're gonna be let go and given into your inheritance, which is your lands. Whatever the earth looked like at that point.
Once you're programmed.
Yeah, once you program, because you gotta be programmed, baby. And it's gonna be a hard program, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna be programmed. And we're gonna give you leaders of your own people, but y'all gonna be underneath for us. So don't think about your inheritance for 1,000 years. Because right. There's not gonna be no breaks. Then we ain't gonna have no legislation. We ain't gonna be sitting up in the House of Chambers or whatever in Jerusalem, in the House of Chambers or whatever, and say, you know what, let's pass a law to end slavery today. No. Or let's create what they have. They have some shit called the abolitionists.
Oh, yeah,
where basically a group of them Edomites popped up and said, you know what, slavery should be ended today. No. You're going to get hardcore style, and then eventually one day after that 1,000-year period, we're going to say, all right, y'all can go to your lands now, man. You got enough to understand what not to do and what to do. Even though you're still going to go off. But hey, here's your land. Here's your identity. You're not one of us. You're not our people. After you done built up our kingdom, after you done built up our walls, shined our floors, you know what I'm saying, made it just like outside want it to be, then y'all can go to y'all lands and build y'all land up. But y'all still gonna be eternal workforce for us.
Right. Yeah, and you know, people might hear this and be like, oh, but why would God do this and da da da?
Because He can.
So evil and this and that, but it's not, bro. Because again, like we mentioned, the Lord created the nation of Israel to glorify Him upon the earth, man. So when you destroy His people, when you oppress them and teach them your ways, you're stealing the glory of the Most High, man. You know? So what do you think is gonna happen? You're messing with the man on high, man. Ain't nobody higher than the Most High Yahweh, man, and then His Son Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
And you stealing His glory by making us and teaching us your ways to worship your gods and worship you, especially Esau, man. You know, so that's why in the book of Micah, man, it says that I think it's Micah. It says that the Lord's gonna bring judgment upon the heathens like they have never seen, man. Because you just didn't oppress any old people, man. You oppress the chosen people of the Most High that He created to glorify Him upon the earth. Yeah. Like Micah 4. Micah 5 and 16, I believe.
Can I read it?
Yeah, can I?
It is in Micah chapter 5, verse 15. And I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard.
That's right. So all the things that you've done to our people, man, it's gonna pale in comparison to what the Lord's gonna do to you heathen nations through the Israelites, man. Because it specifically tells you in the scriptures that the Lord's gonna use this creature for His vengeance, man. Roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah, He said we're gonna be His battle axe or weapons of war. He's gonna use us to exact vengeance upon all you different heathens, especially the nation of Edom, so that Edom may know the vengeance of the Lord. Because you Edomites, you don't know the vengeance of the Lord. You think World War II was the vengeance of the Lord? That was nothing. I couldn't even call that child's play, nigga. That was just a show. That was a shitty ass show from via the elites, man, to drum up sympathy and empathy for the J-Brews so that you can continue your enterprise in the future, because that was all planned out. World War I, II, and III were all planned out, man. But see, that was really the Heavenly Father did it that way. So we could get into World War III And that's just going to eviscerate your whole empire, man. He's going to use you to destroy your own empire. You don't have another consumer nation on this planet Earth. Where you going to go to restart, kickstart America? You going to go to Australia? That ain't happening. That place fucking sucks. You going to go to Europe? It ain't happening. That place fucking sucks.
That's right.
You don't have no other place. There's no other country on the planet Earth like America, man. There's no other consumer nation on the planet Earth. There's no other planet. There's no other nation like this place, man.
That's right.
That's what makes this place so wonderful to the nations, man. Where else in the world can you go to get extremely wealthy and rich from selling your wares and cheap merchandise? There's no other place. Where else can you go in the world where you do pretty much and damn near anything you want to, and there's laws to protect you? There's no other place. Straight up wickedness. There's no other place on the planet Earth except this place, man.
That's right.
And the Lord's going to use you. This is Edom. Where them Amalekites are in the state of Israel, it's Israel, but it's run by Edom. Anywhere you Edomites go, you bring Edom with you, man. Wickedness and evil. So the Lord's going to use you to destroy us. You go to Europe, you go to Germany, you go to the UK, go to France, the Netherlands. That's all Edom. Why? Because it's a people. Edom is a people before it's a place, man. Just like Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, man. What you got, brother?
I wanted to read the NLT for Zechariah 1:15. It says, "But I am very angry with the other nations that are now enjoying peace and security."
Yeah, and that's what you nations are enjoying right now, because we don't have peace and security. Right. Man, you go to my people are crying in South America right now, bro. Especially the women. The women, they're fucking mad. They got to work hard as fuck and bring in no money. They're catching hell. The men are catching fucking hell.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was listening to I don't know if you ever heard of Andy Peterson. He was doing an interview, and then he mentioned how Andrew Peterson.
Andrew Peterson?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all look that brother up.
It's like a psychologist. I think it's Andrew Peterson. But yeah, they were interviewing him and whatnot, and then he was like, because he's against the whole, not really against the homosexual agenda, but he's against of the fact that through that homosexual agenda, they're basically banning free speech, because you can't say certain things about them or whatever. So then he was explaining how even in Venezuela, bro, they banned the doctors from like writing as a cause of death starvation. Like, it's illegal.
Oh, wow.
If you're a doctor and you write down, oh, this man died because of starvation, it's like you could go to jail, bro. So it's like, what the fuck? Esau's a fucking devil, man.
Yeah, because that's what's killing people.
And that only happens in the countries where Jake lives at, man.
Yep.
You don't see that shit happening in fucking New Zealand and Denmark and Germany. Like, nah, man, it's only where Jake lives at, man. Showing you that these other nations, they're at peace, man. And in security, they're living in nice houses.
They got armies. They got banks. They got a financial armed system. They got a legal system that protects them.
Right. And
all these different nations, they're at peace, man. They're doing whatever they want to do over there, man. Do you think in the kingdom of heaven that you can go to Elam world, East India, and that they're gonna be worshiping Vishnu, some elephant gods and some shit? That ain't gonna happen. So these people are at ease where they at, man. Because Esau ain't giving them no problem for that. Eating abominable food, committing abominable acts in their nations. They call them sovereign nations, man. They doing what they want to do. You think they ain't not going to be a sovereign nation in the kingdom of heaven except the nation of Israel, man. A sovereign nation means that they can do whatever they want to do as pertaining to their laws and their culture and their identity. They're not going to be able to do that. When they get these nations, see, it's crazy because we're talking so much ahead of you other nations, because you got a long time of captivity to go to. But just for edification's sake, after that 1,000-year period, these heathen nations, the law that they're going to have to follow is the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Bashim Hawashah. Not the law, statutes, commandments of Elam or Moab or Ammon or Ham or Japheth. No. Right. I was at work today. This Japheth chick, she gonna be one of my concubines too. But she was eating. I saw her plate. It looked like chicken, but I knew the spirit said, no, that's pork. I said, is that Kahlua pork? She's like, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
She said she loves that. I was thinking to myself, I said, I like Kahlua chicken. I don't like no fucking Kahlua pork. She's like, oh, you like chicken? Oh, yeah, that's good too, but the pork is great. It's better. So she's into that shit.
Hell yeah.
You think she's gonna be able to eat that shit in the kingdom of heaven? Hell no, man.
And that's why, that's why they all fucking big and shit. Like, when they're in their youth, they, they look good.
She's like 20 years old.
But when they're like
So
in their 40s and shit, bro, them Jaffet looking terrible, bro. Like, oh my goodness.
Big ass fucking tree stumps for ankles. You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah, bro.
I would call them cankles, but no, them shit's like tree stumps, bro.
Hell yeah.
They be walking around looking like elephants and shit, all fucked up, and they wonder why, because your diet.
That's right.
The shit you eating is atrocious. But
right.
then in the same breath, you'll say you love God and you go to the church. Read that again, brother.
It says, Zechariah 1:15, it says, but I am very angry with the other nations that are now enjoying peace and security.
Yeah, because we ain't enjoying peace and security. The Lord's people are not enjoying any type of peace and security. We have none of that down here, man.
That's right.
But you other nations, you're enjoying that. So the Lord said he's sore displeased at that. Go ahead.
It says, I was only a little angry with my people.
He was only a little angry with our people. And he always gave us a chance to turn back to him, man. Always, bro. So that means the Lord wasn't angry to the point where he was just going to wipe us off the earth like he going to do you nations. He wasn't so angry that he going to keep us in perpetual captivity under these nations like he going to do you nations.
All right.
Go ahead.
The nations inflicted harm on them far beyond my intention.
There it is. So even though it was the anger of the Lord, you nations, you took it to the next level. Get Ezekiel 35:5. And then get Amos 1 where it says, for 3 transgressions of Edom. So you nations, you took it upon yourself to just do extra. Just go extra, man. See, like, we're not like you nations, man. We're not going to have y'all in perpetual captivity and calling you something that you're not giving you back your lands, not allowing you to move back into your sovereign lands. We ain't going to do that, but y'all did that to us.
That's right.
You called after captivity, after transatlantic slave trade, after the conquering of the Americas, you didn't tell us that we were the Israelites. You called us Hispanics. You called us blacks. You called us colored, Negro, people of color. You called us at the lands that you changed their names. You hid our history right in front of us. Go ahead, brother.
This is Ezekiel 35:5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Yeah.
Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
There it is. And you Edomites are the top enemy. You are the top tier enemy of Yahweh Shai and the people of Israel, the true children of Israel. And so the Lord said, since you didn't hate blood, guess what? Blood's gonna pursue you. You're gonna be destroyed all the days of your captivity. You're not gonna receive no breaks in your captivity. When Yahweh Shai reappears, that's day 0 of captivity for you Edomites, starting with the super elite, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. Don't try to pick your head up and think that you're gonna find some ease in that, because you're not. Right along with the rest of you nations. You got something else?
Bro, I gotta read this one and that on T. Ezekiel 35:5, it says, your eternal hatred for the people of Israel.
And that's what you Edomites have. Starting off with your forefather Esau.
Right.
Go ahead, read it again.
It says, for your eternal hatred for the people of Israel led you to butcher them when they were helpless.
And when you look at what happened to our people in the Americas, we were helpless to your disease. We were helpless to your weapons. We were helpless to your wickedness. When you look at what happened to Jake in the Middle Ages, at the end of the Middle Ages, during the beginning and continuation through the Renaissance period, then you look at the what they eventually coined the transatlantic slave trade. We were helpless.
Yep.
And y'all did whatever the fuck came to your hearts to do to us.
And even now, still, we're helpless, and Esau keeps, passing legislation and lawsuit to cripple our people, man.
Yep. You put us in crippling debt, under crippling debt. Our people are extremely oppressed.
That's right.
That is eternal hatred, man. Read it again.
Ezekiel 35:5. Your eternal hatred for the people of Israel led you to butcher them when they were helpless, when I had already punished them for all their sins.
Yeah, there it is. So when you saw what happened to us during chattel slavery, even after slavery, the hangings, the lynchings, that was the Lord punishing us for our iniquities, man. But you took it even further. You created a system of white supremacy that has never been seen before, man. To openly and purposely destroy us, man. And because that's eternal hatred, man. And you don't even know why you hate us that much. That's the crazy thing. You've hated us so long, you can't even understand why you hate. You just hate us, man. You even taught our people to hate each other. You kept them in such a divisive stance, position that they don't even know why. But that perpetual hatred, that ain't perpetual hatred, man. That just continued hatred, man.
Right.
We did.
Okay. Ezekiel 35:5. Your eternal hatred for the people of Israel led you to butcher them when they were helpless, when I had already punished them for all their sins.
Yep, when the Lord had, that's what your perpetual hatred. I'm sorry, brother.
It says your perpetual hatred for the people of Israel led you to butcher them when they were helpless.
That's what led you to do what you did. Hey, Columbus said that he couldn't put his sword down for a minute. Go ahead.
Verse 6 says, as surely as I live, saith the sovereign Lord, since you show no distaste for blood, I will give you a bloodbath of your own. Your turn has come.
Oh, there it is. That's cold, man.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cold. This is your eternal. Oh my God. He said he's gonna prepare you for. Read that again, brother.
As surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord Yahweh, since you show no distaste for blood.
Since you show no distaste for blood, and you Edomites have it, even to this very day.
Right.
All the child murdering, all the cannibalism of our people that you're doing, even to this very day. Since you show no distaste for blood, go ahead.
I will give you a bloodbath of your own.
Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to give you a bloodbath of your own, man. And the scripture says we're going to wash our feet in the blood of the wicked, man.
That's right.
Woo! This ain't no funeral home.
That's right.
This ain't the Terror Dome, neither. Welcome to hell, motherfuckers.
That's right, man.
Straight up. Straight up. You Edomites are about to witness a hell that you've never seen before in this world, man. We are going to have our way with you, man. In righteousness, but it's going to be bad for you, man.
That's right, man. And the thing is that, you know, just how we felt helpless because you had, you know, those weaponries.
Mm-hmm.
You brought animals that we never, you know, encountered before.
Yep.
Hey, the Lord's gonna put spiritual powers on His men, you know, and it's not like you're not gonna have any chance of escaping, of nothing, man. Not even of thinking, oh, I'm gonna rebel against these people.
Yeah, that's
like,
not
nah, man, we're gonna be in your mind, bro.
Yeah,
so it's like
Esau wish he could do that to us, man.
Yeah, hell
Esau wish he could have been in our. You conditioned our people, but you wasn't in our mind. You couldn't read our thoughts. You couldn't see our hopes and our dreams and our fears. But we're gonna be able to do that, man. We're gonna be able to do that. We're gonna be. You couldn't control them elements, bro. If it got cold, it just got cold. You just didn't give Jake no heat. But it could be hot as fuck outside. You're gonna feel like it's you in a fucking tundra. Like you see Esau in this society, it'll be cold outside. This devil got shorts on, like it's nothing, like it's 70 degrees outside. Shorts and a fucking sweater. You're gonna wish you had that on in the kingdom of heaven, man. And you're gonna be fully clothed, man. But guess what? You ain't gonna feel no warmth. It's gonna be hot. You ain't gonna feel no cool.
Right.
You motherfucking Edomites, we're gonna be making y'all our children, us and our children. We're gonna make you spontaneous combust. Huh? That's a thing. That really happens. Well, that's gonna be a common occurrence for the Edomites, man. You're gonna have no shacks. You're gonna have holes, man. All you nations, you're going into the ground. And every day When it's time to get your ass up to work, you're going to crawl your ass up out of them deep holes, man, and get to working. We ain't going to have to make you do it. It's going to be on you to do it, man.
That's right.
Because Lord knows what's going to be in them holes that's going to be oppressing you, man. What you think? You're going to be getting some shut-eye? You don't get no shut-eye. You're not going to know what sleep is.
That's right.
You're not going to know what that is. Go ahead, brother.
It says, verse 7, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth.
Yeah. So you're gonna be cut off, man. You're gonna have no history to lean back on. You're not gonna be thinking on George Washington, Alexander the Great, all these heroes that you pushed up in this society, these murderers. You got that big ass fucking Mount Rushmore with nothing but murderers, killers, enslavers on the top. You put your face on a fucking mountain, nigga. Hey, that's super prideful, man.
Hell yeah.
That's super pride right there, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Even we didn't do that shit. This nigga put his face on a mountain, man, and called it a monument, man, a protected monument, bro. You Edomites got something. You is something else, man. Even the one brother seek understanding said, make them sweat blood too. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Yeah.
You Edomites gonna be fucked up. You better not get no blood on my cotton, man.
That's right.
Better not get no blood on my cotton, man. You Edomites are gonna suffer, man. You ain't gonna know what food is, good food. Even the chum, that's what I'm gonna call it, chum that we give you is gonna be righteous. You're not gonna know what good food is. You're not gonna have no taste buds. You're not gonna have no good sight to see to take you how we was taking in the rainbow earlier, man. You Edomites ain't gonna be able to do that. I wish you would look up. Ain't nothing up there for you. See, we was looking up on the cotton fields, man. Jake was singing, swing low, sweet chariots. All we do is look up in the sky, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we see our hope coming from there, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
But you Edomites and heathens, you ain't gonna have none of that. There's no savior for you. We talk about the 1,000 years after slavery. That's not gonna be a hope for you heathen. You're not gonna know that until that happens.
That's right.
Every day is gonna feel like the worst day that you've ever had, just like it does to us here.
That's right.
But it's gonna be worse for you. Hey, read Revelation 18 where it says, reward her double and give her double. We start at the top, matter of fact. Revelation 18:1. Because you Edomites, man, there's no hope. There's no repentance for you, man.
Can I read this one
You
real
can read.
quick? This is James 2:13. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy that hath shown no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment.
So you Edomites, you didn't show us no mercy. Don't expect no mercy from us, man.
That's right.
Don't expect no mercy from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. What you gonna tell on us? Oh, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, your son did this. What? That's not gonna happen. You know, it says he shall have no mercy to them that show no mercy. And mercy rejoiceth against judgment, man. And that's why we seek mercy of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So he can stave off his judgment. And he's done it for us many a times over, man.
That's right.
And he's gonna do it again. The greatest act of mercy that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai showed us was giving his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, as a sacrifice for the sons of Israel, for the people of Israel.
That's right.
Eternal life on those who believe on his son, man. But you heathens, you're not going to get that. That ain't for you. You be reading it in the Bible every Sunday, whenever you go to church. But that ain't for you. That's for the Israelites. If you're not an Israelite, don't even look for salvation. Just like you treat us in this society, man.
That's right.
Hey, Jake be playing that lottery like a motherfucker, man, and thinking that's going to be a physical salvation, but we never get it. And you never hear who won it.
Yeah, hell no.
It could be they could say somebody won it, but they just took a whole bunch of people for a ride, man.
Yeah.
They just took everybody's money. $2 billion. hey, we need some money.
Crazy.
Like Alonzo did that one guy, man. I forget his name. Roger. You know, he needed a bailout, so he killed one of the drug dealers that had $1 million stash in his living room, man. He killed them and took the money. But you Edomites, you're not going to have no salvation. No amount of money is going to deliver you from your captivity, man.
That's right.
No amount of wickedness is going to deliver you from your captivity. You're going to try to call on Satan, he ain't going to answer you. And that's going to be to your condemnation for doing that shit.
That's right.
Satan, one of our brothers on the left-hand side.
Yeah, we're gonna have Satan tormenting.
Yeah, hell yeah. We gonna call on Satan and we're gonna hear that message. He gonna be like, one of them Edomites, he try to hit me up. For real, let me hear the message, brother. And he gonna replay it.
Yeah.
He gonna replay that thought. He gonna replay that prayer. Okay, no problem. The water, my brother. Go ahead and handle that. Fuck him up. And he gonna fuck you up, man. You're not gonna know what a good night's sleep is. You talk about PTSD in this society. No, nigga, you're gonna have some real PTSD.
That's right.
Your children gonna be born with extreme PTSD. Their children gonna be born with extreme. It's just gonna get worse.
Yep.
They never gonna remember the times where they were living in these posh mansions and living a lap of luxury, man. Selling the blue seas, man. Feeling the warmth, feeling the cool breeze of the air on their face, man. They got shit that Jake ain't never been in. They got sports, Jake talk about sports, football, basketball, baseball, the real football, what they call soccer in America. I was watching a little bit of that this weekend. Shit was exciting, man. The dude got one fucking goal and he just thought that this nigga won the fucking championship, man. But anyway, they got professional yachting, man. And niggas ain't in that shit. Where's the Wakanda yacht at? Where's the Jakes in yachting? Nowhere to be found in that shit, man. Y'all ain't never gonna think about those things, man. All the manners that you Rothschilds and Rockefellers got, you ain't gonna be thinking about that when your ass is getting beat to smithereens, man. And because you was one of the super elite, you're gonna get it worse, you Amalekites. You are going to get, you Amalekites don't ever think about mercy, man. That word should never cross your mind, man. You acted like you was us. You were in our land. Call them streets Rothschild Boulevard, Rockefeller Avenue. Fuck out of here. We gonna break you. Hey, the scripture said it. We ain't say it. Yahweh Shai said what? They shall break them with a rod of iron.
Revelation 18:1 says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven.
That's what the brother Basic Wisdom, he is absolutely right. We cannot thank Yahweh Bashem Shai enough, man. We can't.
That's right.
We can't, brother. We not even gonna think about this shit that we going through now, man. Even when we're gonna experience doing Jacob's Trouble, we're not gonna think about that in the kingdom of heaven. It's gonna be a watershed moment, man. It says what it says an hour of affliction make a man forget prosperity or something like that. Go ahead, brother, read it.
Revelation 18 of verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was laden with his glory.
Mm-hmm.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation, of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
And that's what America's going to be after those bombardments of the nuclear missiles and the fire from the chariots, man.
That's right.
This place is going to be the biggest desert on the planet Earth, man. You look at the Sahara Desert and think that shit is big. That shit is nothing compared to what America's going to be, man. Right. And no one's going to be dwelling in this land after it's bombarded with those missiles and fire from the chariots, man. Go ahead.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of her wrath, For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Yeah, all these nations have drunken the wine, which is their different philosophies of the Americas, man. All you nations have drunken the wine of that, man. And you're fucking mad from that shit. You're crazy from that shit. You're psycho from that shit, man. So you're going to suffer with a judgment. Go ahead.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
So the leaders of you nations, you've drunken the wine of her fornication, and the merchants, these different what they call it, captains of industries of the other nations, you got rich from this place, man. You're gonna suffer, man, because when this place goes down, ain't nobody gonna get your shitty ass merchandise. You ain't gonna be able to hawk that to us.
That's right.
Ain't gonna be not one piece of plastic. Ain't gonna be not one piece of fucking styrofoam. It ain't gonna be no petroleum-based products in our kingdom. We gonna want that shit. We gonna get that shit. We gonna sell that shit to. Ain't gonna be no TVs in the kingdom of heaven. Who you gonna sell that to? Ain't gonna be no cars, Mitsubishis, Mazdas, Bentleys, Mercedes. None of that bullshit is gonna be in our kingdom. So who you gonna sell that shit to? Right. You got the Koreans, they got their own. They got what, Hyundai, Toyota. The Chinese, Japanese got Toyota. Ain't gonna be none of that shit sold to us in our kingdoms. Right. So who you gonna sell that to? Each other? You ain't gonna be able to do that shit. Ain't gonna be no roads to drive on. Well, these just some of the things that you merchants have waxing rich, man. Hey, they got people that make chips, just small little chips, getting billions, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Who you gonna sell that to in the kingdom when this place is destroyed, man? After this place is destroyed, each other? There's not gonna be a market for any of that trash. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 4, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plague.
And that's right. And that's going to be a physical voice from the chariots, like on a loud horn in the Hebrew, telling, lifting us up when this place is being bombarded with nuclear missiles and fire from the chariots, man. So that we, and who are the Lord's people? The elect of Israel. So that we won't be partakers of her judgment. Huh? Go ahead, brother.
For her sins have reached unto heaven.
Her sins have reached unto heaven. Just like the Lord allowed them Canaanite sins to mount up so much until we were able to take them over. So he built this up enough that we were able to take them over, man. So that land of Israel could be a colony, could host a colony of the sons of the God, man. Sons of God. The Lord allowed Esau's wickedness to mount up so high to the heavens. The spiritual Google got every sin that you Edomites ever committed against the Lord and his people, man.
That's right.
You are going to suffer. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah, sins had to get whacked up so much until the Lord bombarded it with fire and brimstone, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities.
While you forgot about your iniquities, oh yeah, we addressed our, what is it? The great sin, something like that. America's greatest sin, which is slavery. Y'all addressed that? Nah, that shit ain't been addressed yet. You ain't do shit for our people, making landmark civil rights acts and giving them us a so-called black president. That ain't shit. That ain't what, social services and programs? They ain't help us, nigga. Them other nations get more social service and program benefits than we do.
Just Amalek alone.
Yeah, just Amalek alone, man. You talk about
crazy.
Jake being the biggest welfare mothers. Nah, man, it's some Amalekites, man. They get all kinds of welfare, man. Look at the state of Israel, man. In 2019 alone, you gave that motherfuckers $3.8 billion in what? Benefits, man. Whether that was financial and war benefits. How many billions of dollars did you give these people on this side? I'll tell you, nothing. Zero. And the casino don't count, nigga.
You gave Ukraine almost 100 billion just this year alone.
And they ain't shit but a fucking Silicon Valley of the Europe, man, right now, man. That's all that fucking place is. And you gave that shit to them in one fell swoop. Biden just signed, let's give them 100 billion in military aid and financial aid, man. And they asking for more. Them motherfuckers always got their hand out, man. Jake asks about some fucking reparations and everybody goes crazy. You give Jake a fucking Marvel movie and everybody goes crazy, man. You give Jake a fabricated ending in a fucking Mortal Kombat game, everybody lose their fucking mind, man. You don't want our people to have shit while you got everything. Keep reading.
It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, in the cup which she had filled to her double.
That's right. So you gonna get double in the kingdom of heaven, man. You think, you think slave ships are ended? Them shits are coming back in full effect. Slavery is coming back in full effect. And who's gonna be on them slave ships this time? You Edomites and you other nations, man. You ain't gonna be able to understand each other's language while y'all fucked up and ain't being oppressed. And y'all gonna be packed like sardines, just like we were, but worse. Nigga. And y'all coming back to the east. You motherfuckers, just like we took that trail of tears, from Florida, from Pennsylvania to fucking Oklahoma. Hey, just like we had to take them long walks from just like we had to take that long ass walk with them fucking yokes of wood and iron on our necks, man. Y'all taking that walk, man. But y'all walking y'all ass to the east, man.
Swimming.
You ain't gonna be swimming. Walking. Motherfuckers gonna walk from Turkey to Israel, from Syria to Israel, from wherever the fuck you Edomites say. I don't give a fuck where you at, man. Get the walking, bitch.
That's right.
And we ain't gonna be walking behind you. We ain't gonna, my chariot ain't gonna be following you. Them other heathens gonna walk you, just like they did us.
That's right.
Them Hamites walked us. Them Edomites walked our people while y'all was riding on horses, you know. Nah, nigga, y'all double, nigga.
That's right.
Good.
This is the NLT version of that verse, Revelation 18:6. It says, "Do as her as she has done to others, double her penalty for all her evil deeds. She brewed up a cup of terror for others, so brew twice as much for her."
The best part of waking up is slavery in your cup. Give Lamentations 4:21. I'm saying double. You getting a double verse. You getting a double dose of captivity, man. We got a single dose, man. You nations are getting a double dose, especially you Edomites, man.
Lamentations 4:21 says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shall make thyself naked."
That's right. So the Lord's going, hey, you're going to drink that cup, man. We drunk it. You can read about that in Jeremiah 49:12. We drunk it, so you're going to drink it, man.
That's right.
Keep reading.
The punishment.
So hold on, Slacky. The Lord said, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom." So all you Edomites, you should be rejoicing. All you Edomites should be living like no fucking Rothschild, man. You mad at them, but you take your anger out on us. You mad at them. It ain't our fault they took the best portion of your blessing and gave you white supremacy. They gave you preferential treatment for a fucking loan. Them motherfuckers make the loan. They give the loans out, man. You supposed to be living like them. Don't get mad at us. Get mad at them, man. But hey, that's why I said rejoice and be glad, man. This is your world, man. We not like Ye and Irvin. We don't want none of this shit.
That's right.
We don't give a fuck about none of this shit. If we were given $10 million a day or tomorrow, guess what we would do? Share it with the brotherhood and be cool. Go take a trip somewhere we might want to go to, and come back and do the work.
That's right.
Do the work while we on the trip. But you Edomites, man, y'all niggas need to be happy. You got poor Edomites in this place. You got homeless Edomites out here, man. How the fuck that happened, man? All the wealth that you Edomites got, and you concentrated to just 1%. In our kingdom, every Israelite gonna be wealthy, man.
That's right.
Not one of our Israelite brethren are gonna be poor on no level, man. And even though they not gonna have the supremacy that the elect gonna have, they're gonna be good, man. It said the least people gonna be like King David and Solomon. The least, and Solomon had everything, brother.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's enough wealth to go around, bro. It's enough wealth. It's enough land. It's enough slaves.
That's right.
Talking about them Amalekites, they're gonna get 2,800 slaves. Then another Amalekite said they're gonna get 800 slaves. Nah, you get. Hey, our people gonna have innumerable amounts of slaves, man. There's so many. It's enough heathen to go around. I see so many heathen on my daily job every day, shopping and balling out of control.
Yeah, and we're gonna have it to where we're gonna maintain the population healthy, so that you can keep, bringing forth more slaves.
More slaves, though. We're gonna have to create breeding farms, have men fucking their mothers, women fucking their fathers. We're not gonna have no weird shit like that. But we are gonna breed you.
That's right.
Ain't gonna be no stillborns in the kingdom of heaven of any kind. Everything's gonna multiply.
That's right.
Ain't gonna be so much slaves. We're gonna have to take them to the other planets, man. And that's good.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 22, it says, "The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins."
Yeah, it is. The Lord's gonna visit you. never. So for all y'all talking about, oh, what's gonna happen if after we got saved, you're never gonna take us back into captivity again. The reason why we went into captivity is because of our sin and iniquity, and we're gonna be incapable of sinning in the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
So we're never gonna. This is the last captivity for us. But for you other nations, you're gonna get it, man.
The last captivity for us and the last rulership for you.
That's right. Go back to Revelation 18.
Revelation 18 and verse 7, it says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously.
Yeah, and we talk about that, man. I always talk about the brother behind. Man, that man, he got to go to work and he got to witness that shit every day, man. I wouldn't be able to do that, brother. I wouldn't. I could barely stomach watching these Edomites and these Amalekites and these Moabites and Ammonites and all the rest of these heathen shopping all goddamn day, man. Let alone going into their fucking mansions, actually stepping in that shit. And we know an Edomite that sling burgers for a fucking living, man. Living like a fucking boss, man. That man Jeff.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he treat us cool, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, if he's an Edomite, hey, man, he living better than we are.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, he living way better than us, bro. And you think he's sweating every month about making his fucking rent or paying his fucking mortgage? No, he ain't giving a fuck about that. He ain't going that night shaking his head like, oh, man, I don't know how I'm going to make payroll this month. He's not thinking about that. But we are. Go ahead.
It says, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
And that's what this bitch says, man. Babylon, the daughter, Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon. That's what she says, man. She's been a queen. She ain't never going to face it. And that's the mindset of these Edomites. They've been winning so long, they can't fathom losing, man. They got access to technology that we haven't even seen yet. They cannot fathom and think about losing. But guess what? You're going to lose in 1 hour. Did you read that already? 1 hour? Oh, keep reading.
Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Your plagues gonna come in one day. It took Israelites over 250 years to build this fucking place and to still maintain it. But in one day, all them plagues, keep reading.
It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning,
death
and famine.
And mourning. Hey, y'all act crazy if you lose one American soldier overseas. You want to bomb these motherfuckers to hell and back. But guess what? You're going to lose all of them in one day, man. Go ahead. You're going to lose your husbands. You're going to lose your sons. Go ahead.
Death and mourning and famine.
Yep, you're going to be hungry. You motherfuckers going to be eating each other. Go ahead.
And she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh who judges her.
That's right.
And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament her.
Your money, your American, your world currency gonna be burnt to shit. Your all them promises that you made to these nations about how they were gonna be good, they're gonna be fucked up. They're gonna be mad as shit because you're gonna be done. And these other nations can't stand without Esau. In America, will.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says,
America is the act.
Shall bewail her and lament for her when they see the smoke of her burning.
And they're not crying because the 320 plus million so-called Americans are burning to shit, and or they're not crying because America's got fucked up. No, they crying because they know their money is gone, their bank is gone.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
1 hour is this judgment going to come. 1 hour. It's going to take Yahweh by Shemi Yahweh Shai. It's going to take Yahweh Shai 1 hour to destroy this filthy bitch. Yo.
That's right.
1 hour, man.
A great destruction,
Great destruction. That was it on that?
Yeah.
Closes out.
Hey, so with that, Akim, we hope camp was edifying. Again, all praises, honor, and glory going to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. And peace salutation to you, Akim, out there pushing and defending his gospel throughout the four corners of the earth, as well as to you believers in Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the man and the woman, the hopeful elect. Hey, shalom to
Shalom to the elect. Till next time. Shalom, brother.